Hey everybody, this is Mike Kohler coming to you from Mike Kohler Fitness. And in this video, we're going to be talking about bicep training. I'm going to give everyone 3 exercises to fully develop your biceps. What's really smart about this routine is that we're going to choose each exercise to hit the biceps at a different angle. For example, you have to look at where gravity is coming from. For example, a barbell or like a dumbbell curl is most difficult when your arm is flexed at about 90 degrees. So we're going to do one exercise where the weight is the heaviest when your arm is at a 90-degree angle. Then we're going to pick another exercise where the weight is heaviest due to where gravity is coming from when the arm is fully flexed. Then we're going to do a third exercise where the weight feels the heaviest when your arms are fully extended. That's a great technique if you're interested in training for physique enhancement. If you really want to fully develop the biceps, you really have to hit them from 3 different angles. We're also going to be using like a basic drop down techniques, which I really like. We're going to be moving the weight relatively slow, a rep cadence of about 3 to 5 seconds, and we're going to be keeping continuous tension on the biceps. Okay, now the first movement we're going to be doing today is a seated dumbbell curl. Why I like that so much, it really keeps the form very strict. When you keep your back flat against the cushion, you really can't cheat, and you have to do a nice strict curl. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to flex the wrists up. You really want to keep the wrist flex up. A lot of mistakes I see my clients do and people in the gym is that they're letting the wrists relax. You want to go down nice and slow. You want to squeeze the biceps on the way up. And this is a mid-range exercise, meaning that the weight is most difficult at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to switch this side to show you guys what I mean. You see here, right now there's no tension. As I lift the weight up, right now this weight is getting heavier. The moment arm is getting longer, but on top there's no tension. So right now it's at its heaviest. So this is what we call a mid-range exercise. So I'm going to do about 12 to 15 reps there. Then I'm going to drop down. Notice how I have the lighter weights right next to me. And then we're going to drop down. You know, the way I curl more than this. This is just for demonstration purposes. Today, that was too fast, that rep. We're going to go nice and slow, and then down a little bit slow on the eccentric. Nice and slow, and down nice and easy. So see when the wrist flexed up, it's the most difficult here, and we're going down nice and easy. So I'd probably do about 15 reps with a heavier weight, no rest, drop down to a lighter weight, and just rep it out. So that's the first movement. Let's move to the next exercise. Okay, now the next movement we're doing is the end range motion, where the weight is the most difficult, where the weight feels the heaviest when the arm is fully extended. We're using a low cable to achieve that. So if you think about where gravity is coming, it's coming from behind me down low. So right now when my arm is fully extended, the weight is the most difficult. So we're going chest out, back flat, and flexing the wrist up. We're going to lift the weight slowly up. We're going to pause and come down nice and slow. You'll feel it. Right now, when my arm is fully extended, the weight feels the heaviest. As I lift it, I'm going slowly. See, I get to the top, there's no tension on top. The weight is relatively balanced. There's no resistance. So this is a great movement. Very similar to a preacher curl. A preacher curl, the weight is the most difficult when your arm is fully extended. So we're going to do about 15 slow repetitions, maybe about 3 to 5 second rep cadence. And then we're going to drop down. We're going to lower the weight and we're going to keep going. I'm going to do a couple of sets, maybe 2-3 sets, 15 reps with a drop down. And we're keeping continuous tension on the muscle. And just keep in mind, to fully develop the biceps, if you're really interested in physique enhancement, you want to do those 3 different movements. The mid-range like we did first, the dumbbell curl, the weight was most difficult at the 90-degree angle. Now the weight is the most difficult when the arm is fully extended. Now let's move to our last movement where the weight is the most difficult when your arm is fully flexed. Okay, now the final movement we're doing in this sequence is a movement where the weight is the most difficult when the bicep is fully flexed. So now we're doing the opposite. Now we're using a high cable. And if you look at where gravity is coming, see now when my arm is extended, there is no tension, there is no resistance on the bicep. But as I curl the weight down, it's getting heavier and heavier. Now, when my bicep is fully flexed, the weight is the most difficult. So we use that same concept. We're going to flex the arm up. We're going to slowly curl the weight down. We're gonna pause when it's the most difficult and then come up nice and slow. Same thing, we're gonna do about 15 repetitions, a slow 3 to 5 second rep cadence. We're gonna drop down and we're gonna keep going. So there's the last movement. Let's move to a finishing sequence. Okay, how I like to end my bicep routine is to go through these ranges of motion to pump up my biceps. I like to go from a pronation to a supinated grip and just really pump up. Sometimes I like to do this in between sets. If I don't do it in between sets, I'll finish off my bicep by doing 20 slow contractions. So see, first I'm keeping my palm away and flexing out. It gives you a great pump and it's a great way to end your bicep routine. And after that, I'm always into this mobility movement. I always like to do some nice, easy elbow rotations for mobility movement. I like to do them also one time, one arm at a time. I like to do them both. That keeps the elbows nice and loose and lubricated. I like this sequence a lot too, where I'm going down and going up. Right, and always finish off, keep the shoulders nice and loose. Okay guys, I really hope you enjoyed that bicep routine. Let me give you a quick review. Okay, so we basically picked 3 movements to hit the biceps at all 3 different angles. First we did our dumbbell curl, where the weight's heavy, it's at 90 degrees. Then we did our standing cable curl from the low pulley, where the weight was most difficult when my arm was fully extended. Then we finished it off lying down, doing a high cable curl, where the weight was most difficult when our arm was fully contracted. So once again, if you're into physique enhancement, you want to fully develop the biceps, try this routine. I think you really like it. Well, if you like this video, definitely give me a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook, and once again, if you're in the New York area and you live in Westchester and you're looking for a great place to work out, you're looking for great trainers, you're looking for great fitness classes, make sure you give me a call. Okay, take care. I hope to hear from you guys soon.